UK companies are grappling with a range of challenges to their day-to-day businesses. Rising inflation, staff shortages, and disrupted supply chains all mean that management teams are having to think on their feet and react to events as they unfold. At the same time, new pensions and insolvency legislation complicate corporate activity and increase the risks of failing to comply. In response, corporates should be focusing on three key areas from their pensions playbook: balancing investment against further funding, pensions risk governance, and finally, planning the pensions exit. Firstly, corporates should push to optimise the scheme's investment strategy and avoid using capital for the pension scheme when it could be better deployed elsewhere. Not all schemes will need more cash funding, and some, but not all, will be able to rely on investment returns alone to achieve their funding objective. Reducing investment risk too far can increase risks for some schemes and sponsors, and finding a balance that is supported by the sponsor is key. Further contributions to reduce investment risk may not be an efficient use of capital for all companies, especially if it is trapped in the future. Companies should be making wider use of tools to ensure a sophisticated approach to investment risk, with more funding only being provided when schemes clearly need it. Secondly, strong pensions risk governance has become even more essential. Identifying where a pension scheme's interests lie and when they might be impacted by corporate activity can be a challenge, especially for companies with integrated operations. Accordingly, mapping out potentially detrimental actions and providing specific training for company directors and senior management on potential issues can help ensure pension risks are appropriately horizon scanned and can be proactively considered and addressed. This should avoid potentially bigger issues down the road.
It will take your pension scheme another 80 years to make its last benefit payment, but many of the corporates we work with have clear plans to fully settle their obligations over the next few years. These settlement strategies, which involve the transfer of pensions risk to a third-party financial institution, can unlock new opportunities. Recent cases we've worked on have translated into higher M&A multiples, lower borrowing costs, and a more focused management team. Risk transfer pricing is currently very attractive, but the dynamic can change quickly. The key is to have a clear plan in place that will enable the parties to capture these opportunities while being alive to the corporate's other objectives.
By proactively managing pension strategy and risks, management can create shareholder value, protect themselves from regulatory action, and be free to focus on guiding their business through the current challenging macro environment.